My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of The Boogeyman. And I had zero excitement for this movie. I saw some of the trailer a few months ago, and I thought it looked really generic. I heard mediocre things, and just being honest, I'd rather have seen Spider-Verse again tonight, but it is a horror movie, and I try to see as many of them as I can, so I gave this movie a chance, and I'm glad I did. It appears I'm in the vast minority because it just got a B minus cinema score. Everything I see online for this movie is very negative, but I had a damn good time with it. Like, I don't know, I guess it's a case of what you want from your horror movies. If you want something new and different, this is not the movie for you. If you want a well written story and characters, then this is not the movie for you. But if you just want a fun monster movie that's keeping you on edge throughout, then yeah, I think this movie fully delivers. And if I'm being honest, this is the first movie in a very long time that I've seen in theaters to legitimately scare me. Like, this movie got me. I was on edge just for the entire last 70% of this movie. There were so many great sequences, and yeah, like, I just wasn't expecting that. And it's directed by Rob Savage, who directed Host, which was a decent little movie. Then he also did Dashcam, which I've heard nothing but terrible things about. But I really think he does a great job here. I think the movie is very well edited, it's incredibly well shot, and he understands how to play with this genre. He understands that volume is a tool and how you can just max the volume sometimes to just make a moment even more terrifying. And I loved how he played with the sound. I thought that was a very effective element. I also love how sometimes he went for the jump scare and sometimes he didn't. So whenever a scene is building, am I like, is something going to pop out? Is it going to be something cried? Or is the scene just going to end? And you never know. And I'm a defender of jump scares. I think jump scares are fun and scary. But you need the tension building up to them. You gotta treat them as the payoff, not as the whole package. And I think this movie does that very smartly. I also thought the creature design was really good. There were so many scenes where I'm just scanning the screen, looking for him. Looking for those bright little eyes. And anytime I thought I saw him, I just got goosebumps everywhere. And I also like how he tries to do inventive things. There's one scene where a girl's holding this light ball, and you get one great scene there, and it really scared me. Like, just being frank. And there was one scene where she's one of the characters is playing video games, and she uses that to try to find the monster in the living room, and that was a fantastic moment. And just, yeah, like, what I want from my scary movies is for it to be scary, and we don't really get that nowadays. And so this movie was just a really pleasant surprise and fully delivered in that area. But it should be said that the actual story is bad. It's about depression and grief and mental illness and suppressing emotions and all that shit. It's nothing new. I also really didn't like the dad's character arc, and I don't know how to talk about it without giving anything away, but I will say that this movie seems to only operate in extremes, and I don't really agree with the movie's stance on his character at the end. That's what I'll leave it at. This movie also has some very frustrating little things. Like, I know you can nitpick movies to death, but I was just yelling at the screen. Get a freaking flashlight. Like, the fact that no character grabs a flashlight once is truly baffling. I also thought the little girl reacted way too calmly. There's a scene early on where she's attacked, and it's just treated like not a big deal to her. I also don't know if I bought the big sister taking as long as it did for her to believe the little sister. I'm just like, you didn't see or hear it there? Really? Um, Also, there's a character. She's an older lady, and some of the decisions regarding her in the last act are truly like just very messy. Like, I'm just truly confused at the direction they went. And also, not to give anything away, but there was an element of this movie that just completely reminded me of Insidious Chapter 3, but that movie did it much better. The cast does a fine job. I think Sophie Thatcher carries this movie well enough. It's not a great performance, but she's fine. Chris Messina, I didn't really like his character. I think he's very inconsistently written, and I don't like his arc, like I said, but I guess he's fine for what he's given to work with. I actually thought the best actress was... Okay, I don't know if my these are V's or L's. My writing is very messy, but Vivian Lyra Blair. She played Princess Leia, I guess, in the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I thought she did a good job here. I think she really sold you on the feel she was feeling. There is one character, though, who's just a complete bitch to such an over-the-top extreme. Like, the main character lost her mom, and she's just... just the way she acted, I was just like, come on, like, no one else is going to say something, really? Like, okay, it's a bit too much. But the characters did keep me engaged, and yes, like, the story, once again, is bad. It's not just not good, it is bad. It's a poorly written movie, but what I want from this kind of movie is for it to scare me, and this movie just fully delivered in that area. I was on edge for so much. I had goosebumps for so much of this movie, and it legitimately got to me. There's some images here that are really effective. The tension is great. I love how sometimes they went for the jump scare and other times they didn't. You never know what you're going to get from a scene. I love the sound in this movie and just how loud it got. It added to the emotion. And yeah, like, I just think it's a very well directed and just a very fun monster movie. And if you go into it with those expectations, I think you'll be happy with it. So I guess I'm alone on an island for this one, but I'm giving The Boogeyman a 7 out of 10. I do want to mention that I got a new trailer for Insidious Chapter 5 with this movie, and that movie looks great to me. It just looks like it would be really scary, but also goofy, but the lipstick-faced demon looks so much scarier in these trailers than he did in the past. And I also do want to mention that the trailer for the Haunted House, not the Haunted House, the Haunted Mansion, actually looks like a fun time. I'm actually optimistic about a Disney project this year, so there you go. But anyways, did you see The Boogeyman? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more videos soon, and Gavin out.